Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you I say Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I got this, I was just Googling, some stuff while I was reading the scriptures, and I wanted to see if I could prove what something said. And it said, so this question came up in Quora. Quora is a popular site where people could ask questions and then people will answer them. And usually people in the field that they're in, people that is in the field of the questions being asked will answer these questions. Like this question says, what happens if another grizzly bear attacks the cubs of a mother grizzly? And the person that answered this name is Andrew Stromberg. He's a semi-competitive shooter, an avid hunter, and a gun enthusiast. So this person been hunting, been in the field, probably majority of his life, man. And in the picture he looks like an Edomite, but through the spirit, it'll all be revealed at the end of days. But anyways, nonetheless, again going to what happens if another grizzly bear attacks the cubs of a mother grizzly, and also because I googled this because it's known that male grizzly bears will attack and kill the cubs of another of a grizzly bear whose cubs aren't his. This way, the mother won't have nothing to worry about, and the mother will basically have more freedom because he's not watching over the cubs, and the mother will go back into heat. It's a way of them trying to bag another female grizzly bear. But nonetheless, I'm rambling. Let me read this answer from Andrew Schomburg. If another grizzly bear attacks the cubs of a mother grizzly, then that other grizzly is going to have to put up the fight of its life. There's a reason that park rangers always caution nature goers to never get between a mother bear and her cubs. And it's because mother bears of any kind will fight to the death to protect their cubs, and they will not stop until the threat is eliminated. I've seen mother black bears fight male grizzlies. Unfortunately, the black bear wasn't able to save her cubs. It doesn't matter what is between the mama bear and her cubs, she is going to fight it. All right. So when a female bear and his cubs has cubs, she's going to fight to death to protect her cubs, man. All right, so we go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, Proverbs 17 and 12. Let a bear robbed of her whelps meet a man. Again, the bear is going to a female bear because it says her whelps. And whelps, let's go into a dictionary real quick. Whelp. The young of a carnivore, as a dog, bear, lion, seal, etc. A youth, especially an impudent or despised one. A whelp is just being a baby carnivore, such as bears, animals that eat meat, right? Proverbs 17 and 12. Let a bear robbed of her whelps meet a man, rather than a fool in his folly. So it's better for a man to run into a female bear that's being protective of her cubs, or is in search for her cubs, than to be a fool in his folly, right? Because ultimately you're going to be destroyed, right? And Salaki, I lost my train of thought. But ultimately you're going to be destroyed, and your destruction could be potentially worse than you being mauled to death by a bear, man. A female bear in a violent attack at that, man. All right, there are many ways to be put to death, man. This is why it's important to fear the Lord, man, because he's literally capable of anything, man. Any death that you think is too wild to happen to you, the Lord is capable of doing it, man. Even things that you can't even imagine, man. All right, because his thoughts are not our thoughts, so since the Lord is capable of anything, you gotta move with caution in how you move in this world, man. You don't want to offend an almighty power, man. So you gotta do what you gotta do to protect yourself, right? So Proverbs 17 and 12 once more. Let a bear robbed of her whelps meet a man, rather than a fool in his folly, right? So when you go to 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 23, and it reads, 2 Kings 2 and 23, and he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head. And he turned back, and looked on them, and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tare 42 children of them. All right. So, and it's spiritual too, because I also read about these bears that female bears, in order to protect their cubs, what they'll do is they'll raise them where humans live nearby. All right, because a bear's number one natural enemy is humans, right? So in order to protect her cubs and to protect them from other dangerous male bears, because male bears will go out and try to kill the cubs in order to bag the woman, right? Because, you know, only in a human world or an Esau's kingdom where it's acceptable, you know, for men to raise other men's children, man. That shit is not acceptable with the Lord, man. You know, unless, you know, the woman is a widow and the man, you know, was put to death. That's a different story. All right, but, you know, Esau's world in this society is fucked up, man. It's out of order. But nonetheless, so these female bears will raise their children near humans in order to keep the male bears away from them. All right? So if you have these human children, right, by the woods, that means they must have lived nearby. Right? So these female bears must have had cubs that probably went missing, or in order to protect their cubs, they attacked these children. But nonetheless, it's all through the Spirit of the Lord that the bears attack these children. But understanding this, it makes sense why the bears were nearby, or the children were nearby bears and stuff like that. But 2 Kings 2 and 24, and he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears. Again, it made it an emphasis to make sure that it's female bears, because female bears will fight to the death in order to protect their cubs until the threat is eliminated. All right. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tare 42 children of them. All right. If there's 42 children near the woods, they must have lived nearby, man. So these female bears were just doing what they commanded to do, man. Actually, let me get that in the book of Sirach, chapter 39. Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. All right. Elisha cursed these children in the name of the Lord, and these bears came out and destroyed, mauled 42 children, man. All right. You got to understand too, the Lord loves the nation of Israel. But so if he loves the entire nation of Israel, but he loves the elect more, right? He loves the elect more, right? Because you can't say the word select without the word elect. So the Lord selected a percentage of the nation of Israel to be his elect, which he loves more, right? And the one he loves the most is Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so if you offend a man of the Lord, if you offend somebody that the Lord truly cares about, he will go, I'm not going to say out of his way, because there's nothing out of the Lord's way, but he will make an example of people, man. So this is why, you know, again, it's better to be it's better to meet a bear robbed of her whelps than a fool in his folly, man. All right, because a fool in his folly will get you destroyed too, especially if you're hanging out with them, man. All right, Sirach 39 and 29, fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. All these were created for payback. Death was created to pay us back, you know, because Adam went off, man. That was the payback, all right. And the verse 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. The teeth of wild beasts going into these bears from 2 Kings. Verse 31, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. These bears were already ready, man. All right, they were just waiting for the commandment, man. As soon as Elisha sent that curse up, the Lord sent that commandment down, and it was go time, man. And they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time has come, they shall not transgress his word, right? They're not going to do anything other but what they were commanded to do, man. And at that time, they were commanded to kill these 42 children. All right, let me go to the book of Hosea, chapter 13. All right, Hosea 13, I'm going to start at verse 7. Therefore, I will be unto them as a lion, as a leopard by the way I will observe them. Just going to sit and watch, man. You watch these nature videos, or these National Geographic videos of these these large cats, these lions, tigers, panthers. And what they would do, they would just watch their prey. They'll really stalk their prey, walk with the quietest footsteps, not making a sound, and just watch and wait for the time to catch them slipping. All right, this is what the Lord is doing too, man. All right, hey, these two she bears could have been doing the same thing to these children, man. Hey, these children are about to make the mistake of their lives, man. Just sit down and watch, wait patiently, then I'll send the commandment. All right, Hosea 13:8. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps, and I will rend the call of their heart, and there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them. All right. Even though this is talking about spiritual, but it literally happened to these children, and this literally is going to happen again, man. When all hell breaks loose, right? These animals get released from their prison houses, which are your zoos, right? Your aquariums, right? When these animals get released into the wild, and they no longer have that really their slave masters, or they call them so-called tamers, out there feeding them, giving them meals every day. Now they gotta rely on that hunting instinct that they may have lost from being in captivity for so long. So they're gonna go buck wild. They might be the most dangerous animals on the earth at that time, man. All right, and in Jacob's trouble, these animals are gonna be let loose in these streets, man. And they're gonna have the commandment, of that Sirach 39, man. All right, and they're gonna lay, sore strokes on these people, man. And this is why it's better to meet a bear robbed of her whelps than a fool in his folly. Because the fool's living in their folly. The fool's living it up. That want to see Babylon continue and thrive and prosper, and want to see Babylon bounce back from where it is now. Right? These people are the ones that's going to be stalked and preyed on upon in Jacob's trouble, man. Right now they're being stalked. All right, but they're going to be preyed upon in Jacob's trouble unless they repent, man. Verse 9, O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help. All right, because, the only reason that this is happening to us is because we went off. But us, breaking our covenant, our part of the covenant, man, we asked for this. We asked for the conditions that we're in. Because it was written clear as day what would happen if we went off. All right? And we still did it anyway, man. All right? So now we got to own up to it, man. Because the Lord is a man of his word, man. All right? The Lord is a man that cannot lie. So since he's a man of his word, we got to go through the hell that we're going through until, we get right and come back into our right minds. But I'm going to wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say shalom and a ball.